Welcome to Being at Home with George. I'm excited to be here, and let's begin the way we normally begin by creating the possibility of being able to say yes to life, to embrace whatever comes up, and at the same time generating the hope so that we can make wise choices for the greatest good, for the highest good. So I've been thinking about reflecting on the challenges we're having at this time. We always have challenges, but it seems to be a little bit more dark or darker than normal right now. And so I came across this quote. I heard somebody say, be a light unto yourself and others. And so I did a little research, and it turns out the Buddha said that. And then there's some key points about the quote. And the thing I like to talk about is light represents knowledge, understanding, and enlightenment, which one should strive to achieve within oneself before sharing with others. It encourages individuals to rely not solely on external sources for guidance, but to cultivate their own inner wisdom and use it to positively impact the world around them. And I believe that's what we've been doing. And that's what we all can do. That's something we could do now is how can I be a light unto myself and others? And you could say light is consciousness, but also I like to use it as your love light. And so it's interesting because I talk about this idea of masterpiece within our Buddha nature, our Christ consciousness, the divine spark. It's within us. And I remember speaking to a friend, and we were talking about this spiritual path, and he was talking about he has to get this or he wants to get this or that. And I said, you don't have to get it. It's already inside of you. You just have to access it. And so to be a light unto myself means for me is to find my own light, is to go inside, be still and know that divine spot within, that silence, that stillness, and that still small voice that's easily drowned out. We all have access to this. So it means to be still and know, as they say in the Bible, but I like to say be still until you know. So this idea of being able to access that inner wisdom, that silence that we all have, and then to share it. And by me being a light and allowing my light to shine or my love light to shine, it gives other people the permission to do the same. And so years ago, I came up with this charter, and I think about it. And I believe one of the things that I had in mind when I did at home with George is how can I be a light unto myself and others? I didn't think about it that way. I was just serving because my charter has to do with to be loving with a warrior spirit, with a serving and compassionate heart, pursuing excellence and wisdom with grace and ease. In this case, excellence and wisdom means to be able to be still and be able to have the wisdom and the power to see whatever's in front of us as an opportunity for possibility, to be able to come from this place of seeing the glass as half full, not empty, and realizing that there's going to be times when I get dysregulated or I get off my center or I get caught in the noise and the storm instead of at the eye of the hurricane, and then taking that 2 minute reset to get back into that. And then to be able to realize, well, how can I serve? How can I help? How can I be a light unto others? And maybe that has everything to do with just embracing them, honoring them, seeing their masterpiece and saying, hello, great to see you. How you doing? Or I like what you're wearing or whatever it is, but just communicating to them and realizing it's about connection. It's about seeing their light. And that helps me see mine. And the interesting thing is, and I learned this before, when I get into a funk, I can forget myself in service to find myself or to find that spark. And sometimes that spark is going to be in you. And by me just being open to it and seeing it, that's what we need to do. So this idea of focusing on what's wrong or saying you got to think like I do in order for me to love you is more about affinity. It's like you and I are one. We got to get beyond this illusion of separateness and figure out how we can focus on a solution, how we can come up with a third way that works for both of us, that has mutual benefit, mutual respect. But the idea is when we bring the light into it, the darkness disappears. And so that's what we need now. Can we be a light unto yourself and others? I know how I do it. How will you do it? But some of the things and the offerings we give you every week is with that in mind. How can we help you be a light unto yourself and then share that with others for the highest, greatest good?